What's going on, guys? It has been a long time since I picked up this camera and I have some explaining to do. So on this channel, if you guys remember, I was doing the Mark IV Shave Bay build. I think I spent like a few months filming that and I abruptly just stopped filming, and I hate myself for doing that, but it happened. That's how kind of building a car goes. It got to the point where I just wanted to finish the car and filming was slowing me down. So I just stopped filming just so I can get the car done and enjoy it, because it's been sitting out for so long and I kind of was just losing motivation because I wasn't making much progress. But the car is done. Here it is. I'm actually gonna take it on the street and I'll kind of talk about it a little bit more. But I wanted to show you guys an update on kind of what I've been up to. So one of the big reasons why I haven't really been filming is because I got into drifting. It's something I've always wanted to do. And yeah, I just got into drifting and that's kind of been taking up my time. So here's what I've been driving. So this is a 07 Nissan Infiniti G35. It's got some door dings from doing tandems. I'll show you guys the interior real quick. It's nothing crazy. So we got bucket seats, harness bar, steering wheel, handbrake. Just kind of the basics to get drifting. Dual caliper setup. And then it's got a full angle kit on it. So it's pretty cool. Hasn't given me any issues. It's been great to drive. It's a VQ, so they're pretty indestructible. And yeah, and then recently, this is kind of the big reason why I want to pick up the camera. I got a new project, and it's gonna be a fun one because I've never worked on these cars before, but it's a car I've always wanted. I got an S chassis. So I got a 1989 Nissan 240 SX hatch, as you can see. And I'm super hyped on it. So I know the color's not my favorite, but it is what it is. It's got a fresh paint job, which is nice. I'm guessing it's just like a single stage with like some clear coat. I don't know what paint is, but yeah. The paint looks pretty good. Some spots it's a little dull, but not bad. It has most of the interior in it. It's kind of a mess in here with just parts and stuff, but you know, we got the dash. It's got one little crack right there, which is fine. The rest of it's clean. We got door cards, we got a driver's seat, carpet, and then some of the center console trim, and that's really it. So I bought this car as a shell. As you can see, there's no engine in here. And the guy that I got it from gave me a K8 drivetrain. So I have a K8 24DE. If you thought the 1AT wasn't a fast engine, this thing's even slower, but that's all right. And then I got the 5-speed trans for it as well. And then the guy threw in a turbo and a manifold. So that will be getting turboed at some point. But yeah, I kind of want to pick up the camera because I have a new project and I miss filming and I'm not really in a rush with this car. And it's my first time working on it, so I feel like it'd be fun to film. So here it is one more time. So the plan with this car, since it's not a perfect car in my head, I plan on drifting it. So I picked it up and I plan on pretty much putting it together over the winter, kind of get it dialed in, and then once it's all done and driving and, you know, doing what it needs to do, I'm gonna take it to a track day, drift it, see how I like it, and if I end up liking it, I'm just gonna make this my main drift car, and then I'll sell the G35 and I'll have this car and the Volkswagen, and this will be like a nice like drift street car, mostly drift car, but I think it looks a lot cooler than a G35, which is kind of the main reason why I wanna do this car. And it's not a perfect car, so I don't feel terrible thrashing on it, but hopefully it survives. In the basement, I do have the hood. I have the front bumper. I gotta paint this because the guy never painted this part. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much to talk about with it. I don't really know much about it. It was kind of an impulse purchase, you could say. But I have a 240 and I've always wanted a 240, so it should be a fun project. Now I wanna talk about the Volkswagen. So I'm actually gonna take you guys in the car with me and we're gonna go for a drive and park somewhere cool with the foliage now that it's fall and talk about it. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab my keys, and I'll see you guys in the car. Guys, sorry if you guys can't hear me as well with the exhaust in the background, but here we are in the Volkswagen. Just taking it for a quick drive before it gets too dark out. And I kind of wanted to give you guys, I guess, my opinions on the car after doing all the stuff that I did to the car. So you guys know we did the shave bay, we did the excess power KO4, fuel pump, pretty much all the bolt-ons you need to run a MK4 turbo. And honestly, I'm very happy with the car. I mean, even considering the turbo was 450 bucks, I mean, I put about 12,000 miles on the car now. I drove it down to Tennessee and back. I live in Massachusetts, so that's a long drive. I drove it to Pennsylvania a few times. I drove it to Jersey a few times. I've driven this car everywhere, and it's been nothing short of fantastic. So it's been really good driving car. Been super reliable. I mean, it's kind of one of those cars that you can kind of hop in and go, which is great. I will say, when I first finished the car, I did have an issue where the car would not boost. So I chased that down for a good 6 months and could not figure it out. Turns out I just had my N75 plumb backwards, which I think is kind of funny that it was that stupid of an issue. But yeah, that was the only issue I really had after finishing the shape bay, and the car's been really good. As far as power, it's definitely a lot quicker than stock, even with like a stage 2 tune. Like, this thing has been awesome. Like it gets up and goes. Like, I don't have to worry about traffic or anything. Let's see, I'm trying to think of like what to talk about with this car. We got the nice view right here. I wanted to go ahead and park somewhere just so I can show off the car real quick, and I think I found a good spot. So here it is. Here's the car. It looks so good, and I am so happy with how it looks. It's literally like my dream from when I first bought this car 5 years ago, and just seeing it, like how it's surreal. I can't even explain it. Absolutely beautiful. So some of the changes that you might notice off the bat is I changed the wheels up. So I had those Rotiform 3-piece wheels, and I ended up switching them up for these OZ Futuras, which also a dream wheel. So I'm super happy I have these, and I honestly don't plan on ever getting rid of them. I did the TT R32 front end swap. So now the stance looks a lot better, and it drives better and handles better. I mean, you can see pretty good right there. And then I think I mentioned it in my last videos, but I also have the Votex front end. And then I got a Pizoo grill. And that's pretty much it as far as aesthetics go. That's all that's changed. And there's nothing more I can really do to this car. Super happy with it. Now, I want to show you guys the engine bay, because obviously I never showed that in the older videos. So let's go ahead and take a look. And here it is, all complete. Super happy with how it came out. It's literally what I wanted, and I'm happy to see it. It's like crazy to like want to do something that you've never done before, and then once you finish it, like to look at it, it's unbelievable. I also got different motor mounts. So I had the VF motor mounts before, and I switched them up to the BFI ones. And I mean, that's really it. It's simplistic. It's exactly what I wanted. So much space. It's easy to work on. It's easy to clean. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. So that's it right here. A lot of people were asking me about the wiring. I know I talked about it a little bit in my old videos, but I didn't show myself actually wiring it up. Long story short, I extended the engine harness about, I think it was 3 feet. I just bought a donor harness, cut it, and just made my harness longer. And the way that I ran it was, so you got your ECU right here. So it comes out of the ECU, goes under the dash, and then underneath the dash, it comes out to this OEM grommet right here. I tucked it behind these brake lines by the ABS module, under this frame rail, and then it kind of shoots out. And then that's pretty much it. There were some other sensors that I had to extend, but I mean, nothing too crazy. Like there was a couple, like the O2 sensor I extended. Same thing, I just used the donor harness and just made it longer. And the way I ran that was, usually it comes out of here and kind of fishes down to the downpipe. But what I did was I made it longer. I fished it. You're not really gonna be able to see it. Oh, door's locked. But anyways, it goes under the dash, underneath the carpet. There's a grommet. that goes underneath here, and then it kind of goes to where it needs to go. And that's really it. Everything else was super easy. For the battery, it's in the trunk. I gotta make it. If you guys want a video of me explaining the wiring, I can do it, but it's pretty straightforward. It's just whatever I had to make longer, I just made longer, and that was it. But yeah, the engine bay, close that guy up. I also did the Mark 6 steering wheel. There it is. So it's got that D handle. I think it came out of a Mark 6 GTI, and that bolted right in, and it's way better than the stock one. And here's the car. I kind of just wanted to make an update video just so people can see the car and I don't know, see an end to that series. I never finished it, but here's the end. As far as this car goes now, there's not much more I can really do to it. I mean, it's in my head, it's considered done. Maybe one day I'll get the car like a respray, just because in some spots it's not perfect. You know, it's a 20-year-old car. It's got some wear and tear on it. So maybe that's one thing I'll do. But I mean, other than that, this thing drives fantastic. It's reliable. It looks how I want it to look, and I'm happy with it. Give you guys a quick walk around. And yeah, so I'm gonna put the camera down, drive back home, and then when I pick it up, I guess we can talk about the 240, or I'll end the video. I don't know, but I'm gonna see you guys in a little bit.